we've got a new player in the full-size SUV game. Or should I say that we've got two?
I should say two with the all-new Jeep Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer.
Both vehicles are 7 or 8 passengers. They're both ladder construction. They both have independent front and rear suspension, but one has some stuff on it that's maybe a little grander than the other. So this is the first drive. I'm gonna hop in it, see what I think, but there's gonna be a lot more to talk about with these two, so subscribe to the KBB YouTube channel so you can catch it all.
On the Wagoneer, power comes from one engine. That's Chrysler's 5.7-liter e-torque V8. That's a 48-volt mild hybrid power plant that puts up good numbers. That torque number is especially interesting.
The gas engine connected to that electric motor allows the Wagoneer to tow up to 10,000 pounds. That's pretty impressive. Now, another reason why it's able to do that is because the tow hitch is actually already integrated into the frame. It's not a dealer bolt-on.
The 8-speed automatic transmission is a tried and tested one and works well here, moving the weight of the Wagoneer very effectively. It finds gears well and makes acceleration easy.
When it comes to driving the Wagoneer, the first thing I really notice is the ride quality. It is so comfortable in here. Now, the one that I have actually does have that air suspension, and I have to say it is really nicely tuned. So when you hit a bump, just when you think it's gonna get to the way too floaty place, the suspension actually, the system figures out what's going on, stiffens up a little bit, and doesn't make the ride too floaty. It's really nice. For such a big vehicle, the Wagoneer does handle really well. So when I'm going around a turn, there's not a tremendous amount of body roll. This car, truck, sport utility vehicle, whatever you want to call it, is actually pretty nimble for its size. It definitely feels like a smaller vehicle.
The steering is interesting. It's precise and there isn't much of a dead spot on center. That's great. Driving at lower speeds, it feels natural. But when you get up to speed on the highway, it gets much heavier. It feels a bit even overdone, and some drivers might not like it.
The one thing I will say that I'm not super crazy about is how loaded the brakes feel. I mean, they're super grabby, like right up at the top of the pedal, and they definitely take a little bit of getting used to. This is still a pre-production car, so they may be making some adjustments on that, but you'll notice. So the driver's safety assistance features are a little bit of a mixed bag for me. I really like the adaptive cruise control. It allows you to get quite close to the car in front of you, so no one's sort of jamming in front of you. And when the car in front of you does accelerate, the system picks it up really fast. So you're accelerating almost in lockstep with them. That part is great. The lane keeping assist, to me, is not as refined as it could be. It doesn't really catch the lane as quickly as I would want it to, and when it does, the system is a little bit jerky. I will concede, though, I am on some country roads where the lines may not be as well defined as where you live, but for me, it's kind of a noticeable disruptive system. Visibility in the Wagoneer is outstanding. Now, I can turn back and look, and I can see absolutely everything that is around me. Yes, I don't have anyone back there, all the headrests are down, but if this is the starting point, then the starting point is pretty good.
The interior feels really nice, even though this isn't the grand one. You get either a 10.1-inch or 12.3-inch infotainment screen that integrates the 10.25-inch digital gauge cluster. All of this is customizable. There's plenty to be impressed about in here. Overall, the driving experience in the Wagoneer is solid. I wouldn't put it up there with, say, the Escalade, but Jeep's gotten things dialed in, and their experience here shows. The Wagoneer is everything that you would expect. Speaking of the Cadillac Escalade, I'm thinking about other competitors in the segment. That's the Chevy Tahoe, GMC Yukon Denali, and Lincoln Navigator. That's a lot of big competition, but I love that Jeep's jumping in with both feet. The 2022 Jeep Wagoneer, a rear-wheel drive Series 1 model, starts at $57,995. That is pricey, but you do get a lot of great standard features, including wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, as well as a wireless smartphone charging pad and a Wi-Fi hotspot for up to 8 devices.
There is an available passenger touchscreen that I think is a super cool feature. So what it allows your ride and die right seat driver to do is to control things like navigation and the music. They can even play their own content from their phone on that screen. Again, really cool feature. To me, I'm calling that something like the divorce package, because if someone's messing with my music, I'm not having it. But again, very cool.
When you move up to the better equipped Series 2 Jeep Wagoneer, the price climbs to about $68,000. The top Wagoneer, the Series 3 model, equipped to the gills with air suspension and super luxe interior with a head-up display, starts at around $73,000 and $76,000.
The advanced all-terrain package is going to get you some extra underbody armor, some skid plates just so you have a little bit of extra protection. It also gets you drive modes for snow, for sand and mud, as well as sport mode. Now, if you add the convenience package, then you get Quadralift, which is the air suspension on all 4 corners. And with that system, you get actually 5 inches of travel up and down, but total 10 inches of ground clearance. Pretty good.
As smooth an operator as the Grand Wagoneer is on the road, Jeep claims it's equally such off-road as well. Let's see.
So we've got about a 23-degree angle right here. Nice. Nice control. Oh, so smooth. All right, big boy. It's pretty good.
Even with the Wagoneer's massive size and this smaller engine, there's still some decent off-road chops on this SUV.
Okay, so I will say that while doing the off-roady stuff, those grabby brakes are kind of coming in handy a little bit.
The Wagoneer I'm driving has that Quadralift air suspension, which has all that travel I mentioned earlier, affording you 5 different ride heights. On the Grand Wagoneer, that's standard.
Boy, with the air suspension, this is off-roading, but very comfortable. So if you've ever been in 4-low and you've made a really sharp turn, you know that it kind of makes that like jerky, stuttery feeling. Well, Jeep claims to have eliminated that in the Wagoneer, and we're gonna see, because I'm in 4-low now and I'm taking a really pretty sharp turn, and oh man. That's really smooth. Okay, that needs to be put in all the things.
No, it's not traversing you across the poison spider trail, but this full-size SUV feels to me like the most capable of the segment when it comes to eating up dirt. If that's important to you, then the Wagoneer is a good place to cast your eyes.
Okay, so now I am in the Grand Wagoneer, and woo-wee, this is a luxe place. Excuse me while I turn on my massager.
A lot of the tech that was optional in the Wagoneer comes standard when you go Grand. The larger screens, passenger screen, leather, and so on.
So the interior is a super luxe place, although I will say that on the exterior, I do kind of wish that there was some wood paneling like the old school one. Okay, Jeep, maybe that'll be a future package somewhere.
Even the engine zhuzhes things up from the Wagoneer. The one engine option in the Grand Wagoneer is a 6.4-liter Hemi V8 that benefits from a new air induction system. That's robust, and the iron block power plant sends that power to all 4 wheels via that proven 8-speed automatic transmission. Pricing on the Grand Wagoneer starts at around $87,000. The top Series 3 jumps into Mercedes-Benz GLS territory, folks.
So the Grand Wagoneer with that air suspension that I drove also in the Wagoneer doesn't feel all that different as far as the ride quality goes, but you really do feel the extra power with that Hemi V8. Ooh, I mean, it is bam, right there.
The Jeep goes above and beyond with the safety here too.
There are 120 safety features that are included in the Grand Wagoneer, and that includes stuff like night vision. There are interior cameras so you can see what your people are getting up to, all the shenanigans back there. It also can park itself. Now, again, we're driving this in New York and in New York City. I'd like to just get out, hit the park yourself button, and just walk away.
Like I said, there's going to be so much more to dig into with these large and in-charge SUVs.
But for now, with crazy tech, gorgeous interior styling, and that Jeep heritage behind it, the Wagoneer is impressing.